Rosencrantz, and the Gravedigger. I started Shakespeare early in my life in about like 6th grade, but it was very academic based, mostly just studying the literature in school projects really. And later in my life, when I found my love for theater, I was able to experiment more with performing and learning more about it. I was very daunted by Shakespeare and the text, but still very intrigued. And I think later in my life, when I was almost pushed into it by being in a space that was so filled with Shakespeare, I said, we're gonna go for it. And I did, and I feel like I found such a love for Shakespeare. It really is so intriguing, and the way that we can modernize it and make it palatable to everyone around us is such an incredible thing, and it really is so genius. Thank you, William. My favorite Shakespeare play is definitely Othello, and props to the National Theatre production of Othello. That one is amazing. But by far the best part of that show, in my opinion, is Iago. I love his kind of friend to all thing with everyone. I think it speaks volumes to how things can seem to be one way and they're not. And it makes that story all the more interesting. And I just think it's such an important piece of literature that everyone should read and experience and watch. I really hope that with this production of Hamlet, people take away, especially with our modern retelling of it, how relatable Hamlet and all Shakespeare can be, especially just because it's not easy to think that it can relate to us and it can be relevant to us, but it very much is. And I think with modern retelling of it and us learning to remind people that, oh, it's funny, it's fun, this is relatable, this is still like dramatic and tragic, we have moments that really can hit home, and I hope that we do get to hit home with other people and have an impact, especially being audience interactive. I was really drawn to this process because as an actor, you always have thoughts about a show, you have predispositioned thoughts and feelings on how you want something to be or how you don't want it to be, and I feel like that can also pique an interest in directing, and I've always felt that way, and I think this process gives a little into that, not all of the stress of maybe being a sole director, but getting to collaborate with different actors on their different experiences and what they bring to Hamlet, especially with people having done it before or having experience with different Shakespeare. They bring a lot of original experiences to it, and I feel like that's what I knew would make this unique, and it's proven to have been doing that. I've learned a lot about true collaboration, about not being afraid to give notes in a collaborative space. I feel like it can be really simple to do that maybe in a position where you have sole power, but together it can feel really daunting, and I think it's become a really great learning experience to talk things through, be like, I like this, I don't like that, we can work on this together, bring new ideas to the table, and create something that we all truly care about. I have been introduced to Shakespeare at a very young age, but it was never very accessible, and it was made to be very daunting, especially because accessibility to understanding it, being able to be immersed in it, view it, perform in it, is very difficult. You may not always get the opportunity or privilege to do so, and sometimes I would feel really behind for that in earlier years of my life. And now that I do have the great privilege to be a part of so much Shakespeare, I am grateful for a place like Walking Shadow Shakespeare, because I get the opportunity to be heard, to make my voice heard, to bring that voice to others, and have that come back to us and create this big, amazing, great community. And I'm very grateful. In a time like this, it is so relevant to come see Hamlet, to see how in such time of adversity we can come together. We have so many qualms, but community really does prove to be the most important thing, alongside family, as long as they support you, which in Hamlet they may or may not, depending on the family you get. But I really just think it's a beautiful show. It's got so much drama, it's got so much comedy, it's got a person in the show for everyone, and you can always find yourself in it. So I love it.